Hey everyone, Golden Ninja 3000 here again. Today I'm excited to be back with another LEGO Harry Potter set collection video. This time it's all of the March 2024 sets. And yeah, I know that it's almost June, but you know what? Stuff has been busy. I went to Europe for like a couple of weeks right after these sets came out. And then by the time I finished building them, I also wanted to build other stuff like the Batman art set that I recently reviewed. And then, yeah, things just got away from me and I never made a video. But hey, better late than never. The new sets are coming out in just a couple of days, so I'm going to be doing another collection video, hopefully in just like 3 weeks instead of 2 months. But I still want to talk about these sets because this was like the biggest spring wave we've ever gotten for the Harry Potter theme. It's honestly shocking, like just how many regular playset style sets we got in March 2024. But before we get into it, I do want to remind everyone that I am an employee of the LEGO Group. However, all opinions expressed in these videos are my own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the LEGO Group, and the LEGO is a registered trademark of the LEGO Group of companies, which does not sponsor, authorize, or endorse this site. So there are 8 retail sets in this video, as well as 1 poly bag. And like I said, we got a lot more big sets than we usually get because we got 2 extensions to Hogwarts, which I did take a look at in a separate video. We got a nearly 900 piece Hagrid's hut that's there in the middle, which I also did a separate video about. However, I didn't do reviews. Like, I just looked at both of the Hogwarts sets together and then I did a Hagrid's hut comparison. And then we also got the big sorting hat. And that's the kind of thing we usually see in this spring wave. For the last few years, the spring wave of Harry Potter has been either like a gimmick style play sets, like think of the books that fold out or the house banners that folded out last year, but we don't usually see just like so many regular sets because we also had a couple smaller play sets as well. So let's actually start things out by looking at the BrickHeadz, which, no offense to them, are the most boring things here. I like BrickHeadz. We don't get a ton of Harry Potter BrickHeadz, but honestly, I'm just getting kind of tired of them, like the Harry Potter ones specifically, because how many more Harrys can we get at this point? There are a couple cool ones here, but yeah, Harry is like pretty boring, although I do like that he comes with that newer style wand, and he does have like some mud on his shirt. Hermione is nice. She's wearing the One Ring on her torso to represent the Time Turner, and I like that she has her arm in a cast because this is based on Prisoner of Azkaban. And then we get our first Sirius Black BrickHeadz. I mean, he looks good. He looks like Sirius, but yeah, nothing really that special. And then the cool ones are the Patronus, which looks beautiful in this blue color. I think this is medium blue. And then it's using like the satin color trans light blue, so it's very like opalescent and shiny. So I really like this BrickHeadz. I think it is one of the most unique ones we've seen, especially from Harry Potter. And so it is, of course, my favorite in this set. And then we also have the Dementor, which looks really good. I love the way that its like soul-sucking mouth has been represented by one of those turntable pieces, and even its eyes are done very well. And it has like little grasping claws reaching out of its cloak, and yeah, it looks very suitably creepy. So these two are the most unique, and they are my favorites. But I kind of feel like we could have gotten a 2-pack with them, and then we didn't need the other 3. Because it's also really weird that Ron isn't here. I know it's a big joke that like Harry and Hermione are the only ones that matter, but Ron really gets the short end of the stick in merchandise. I think this happens outside of Lego as well, but he's not in as many sets as Harry and Hermione. With Lego specifically, it's super weird that Harry and Hermione are here, but then you don't get Ron. And yeah, I know Ron was in the hospital at this point in the movie, but still, now we just don't have a Prisoner of Azkaban BrickHeadz of Ron, but we have Prisoner of Azkaban BrickHeadz of the rest of the trio. And even like the big buildable minifigure set from 2021 that I love, that was just Harry and Hermione. It didn't have Ron. So I don't need Ron, but I do feel bad for him. Next up, we'll take a quick look at the smaller sets. This is the Flying Ford Anglia. It's been done as a separate set for the first time here, and I think it's really successful. I love this car. You know, I have like every Lego version of it since 2010. And this is, I think, the best one. It is like just really nicely built. It feels a little bit Speed Champions-y, even though it's not quite as detailed as those vehicles. It's got like this new piece that's like that cheese grater, like 1x2 slope, but it doesn't have the vents in it. You can just get easy access to the interior by taking off the roof. And inside, you have enough room for Harry and Ron. And I'm going to just take off the windshield so you get a closer look. I love that they fit in there side by side, and then you can also fit Hedwig, and Scabbers is just kind of lying between them because there's nowhere else to put him. But yeah, there's a ton of room in the car considering how small it is. You also have an opening trunk at the back, and that does hold a wand and a briefcase, or I mean, a suitcase is what it's supposed to represent here. So I do think that this is the best version of the card to date. And it is like our third one, I think, since the reboot began. And, I don't think that that's too many. It makes sense that we get one of these like every 2 to 3 years. The other set that we have here is Hedwig at number 4 Privet Drive, I think is the name of it. And as you can see, it's Hedwig at number 4 Privet Drive. This is like our what, fourth buildable Hedwig that we've gotten, maybe third. I don't know, but just why? I don't think we need so many buildable Hedwigs, to be perfectly honest. The sign is cute. It is just a couple of stickers. Hedwig looks fine, but this is obviously the worst version of her to date because it uses the least amount of pieces. I mean, the big one from Hogwarts Icons is never going to be topped. And I get that, maybe a smaller one needed to be on the market for kids to get. And I do like its kind of features, for lack of a better term, because you can move her back and forward on the sign. You can move her tail. You can move her wings. And of course, the feathers at each end are posable. So you can have her like about to take off. And she can move her head. So, I mean, like, that's pretty cute. It's just it's kind of scary looking. I say that about a lot of Lego sculptures, and I just don't really know what kid would want to buy this instead of buying something like the Ford Anglia, which is $5 cheaper and offers way more playability. She also comes with this little trunk though, and I do really like this build because it looks great. It looks just like a trunk from Hogwarts should. It's got a little sticker on top with the Hogwarts crest. It's got like a fake lock and some handles, and as you can see, it does open up. And then inside there are some really cool accessories. So I just need to get them to fall out. For some reason they're like sticking in there, so that's not fun. Um yeah, these are way harder to get out than they should be. But I really thought they would all just fall out by dumping it over. But there is this picture of James, Lily, and Harry. It's really like cut to the edges of the sticker though. Like you can see like that sticker barely fits on this piece. That's like the first time I've seen a sticker like be cut so close to the size, so that was like not fun. I also really think this should have been printed. Like this would have been a really nice exclusive print, so I don't love that a sticker was done instead. Then we have a History of Magic textbook. That's really nice as well. But the best thing is that in here you have Harry's wand in like an Ollivander's box, and the wand is like a really basic build. It's just a candlestick with a lightsaber blade, but I just like getting these kind of upscaled accessories, so the trunk is definitely my favorite part of this set. This next set is Forbidden Forest Magical Creatures, and it's like a bunch of little vignettes that just connect together. So I'll zoom in and we'll take a closer look, but just first off, this is not part of like the main set. So this set is $30, and then this is just a $5 poly bag that does connect to the rest of it. And I really like that connectivity. And I do believe that the Aragog set that's coming this summer also connects. I like that it comes with an owl and a spider, and Draco with what I believe is a glow-in-the-dark lantern. And this actually does have some glow-in-the-dark parts, so I should probably pull out my flashlight. But we'll take a closer look at that at the end of this segment. So yeah, you have a couple of magical creatures, and you do have these new style Forbidden Forest trees. I like a couple of things about this set. I like the glow-in-the-dark pieces for one. I'm actually just going to move this closer on the table so it's easier for me to get my hands on. I love that the baby Thestral mold is returning because that hasn't been seen for a couple of years. I really like this medium blue spider web. I think that that looks super cool, and I really love it. Then we have minifigures of Ron and Hermione. So nice to see Ron and Hermione instead of just Harry and Hermione. But behind them, we do have a Cornish pixie. So that's also nice to see another one of. I wish that those would just be thrown into a bunch of random sets. We do have Buckbeak. Again, I don't like this version of Buckbeak as much as the original one that we got in like 2019. I don't like the white and the silver wings. I just don't think it looks right. Like the white body is okay, but the wings being flat silver, I just think look a little bit weird. I really liked the the light gray body and then like the dark gray wings better. And the trees are cool builds. Like I really like the bluish tint to the whole set with the blue bricks. I really love the purple leaves. And I like the decorations on the trees, like with the dark blue leaves and having like these little satiny pieces and then having the purple leaves again. But why are they so sparse? Like these trees just look a little bit like small. It is nice to see Forbidden Forest sets again because we were getting a Forbidden Forest set like every year for 3 or 4 years. And so you can really build up a nice forest if you've been collecting since 2018, like I have. But these, like, they're very different, which is fine. All of the Forbidden Forest trees are different, but I just don't love, yeah, like how they aren't like foliagey enough, for lack of a better term. I also think the price of this set is ridiculous. I mean, $30 for this is just like a big fat no from me. You do get a large animal, you do get like a semi large animal, but come on, like this is a $20 set maximum, not even 25, like this would be a $15 set without Buckbeak. So I really think it's overpriced. And if you don't have a Buckbeak or a Thestral or a Cornish Pixie, it's definitely worth getting on sale, but definitely not at retail price. And before I forget, there is some detail around the back. There's like a little hidden spot here where you can put like the Cornish Pixie. And then there is like a little chicken leg back here for the baby Thestral. But let's go ahead and use the flashlight now. So let me add Malfoy back in there, and then I will just kind of charge up the glow-in-the-dark pieces, and then hope that all of my studio lights will turn off when I hit my remote. And yeah, there we go. That is a pretty nice glow. Oh, Ron has a glow-in-the-dark lantern too. I kind of forgot about that. And Buckbeak's wing is covering up one of the pieces. But yeah, I love glow-in-the-dark Lego parts. I just think that they're awesome, and they do tend to work pretty well, and they work even better if you have a flashlight like I do. Next up, we'll just take very quick looks at the new Hogwarts sets, because like I said, I do have them in a separate video. Long story short, I love them. I'm a big fan of this new Hogwarts system. We're back to the gray roofs, and I really love how the new system is going for architectural accuracy, but with a minifigure compatible scale. So the Boathouse is a cool set. This one is $38. You get 5 minifigures. Professor McGonagall is incredible because she has printed arms. And the other minifigures are good, but they're just students, Harry, Dean Thomas, Hermione, Neville, and they all have the same torso, which is like the unsorted Hogwarts uniform. But this set is really cool. I think that it's pretty detailed. It is the first time we're getting the Boathouse at like a minifigure scale. And so I like all of like the rock work, and there's a lot of animals in this set too. I really love how many animals are in the Harry Potter sets this wave, because you have a fish, you have a spider. Like the spider's totally unnecessary, but it's just such a nice inclusion that does add something to the set. You have Hedwig here, you even have this little crab, same thing for that, totally unnecessary. And then you have Neville's toad hiding in this drawer. So that's 5 animals in this one set, and it didn't need that many. Like I'd say Hedwig and the Toad are like the only ones that were kind of needed. Then you do have this like little empty space in the center that the boats can dock in. You also have oars hanging on the wall, and I love how they're nestled into like these cow horn pieces. And then you do have a little secret in this turret. There is one of the new printed collectible wizard portraits. These are randomized, so you'll get one of 14 different designs in each of the set that has like this indicated on the box. And down here at the base, you can see that this is where it's going to clip into the Great Hall set that's coming in June. And I'm kind of glad I waited so long to do this video, because now that set is confirmed. Because, I mean, I thought that these clips were hinting at a Great Hall set, but we didn't know for sure when the set came out, and now we do because it's releasing in like a couple of days. The Owlery retails for $45, and it is pretty tall. I do think that both of these sets are a little overpriced, just because there's not that much like going on the inside, and the Owlery only has 3 minifigures, so I think this one should be 40, and the Boathouse should be like 30 or maybe 35. But they aren't horribly overpriced, and again, I just love that we're going back to this kind of simplistic and yet still very detailed style. Like, I wish there was a little bit more going on the Owlery exterior. I didn't say this in like my separate video with the 2 of them, which I guess will actually be releasing after this one. So sorry that I keep talking about it. I did film it first, but it'll be out in like a day or two. And I just wish that there were like some brick style stickers on these to kind of give it some more depth. The build is pretty detailed though. Like, I especially love the snow-capped style. I like the tree. I love the little staircase, and there is a rat hanging down there. And you get 5 owls in this set, or 6 actually, because you have Hedwig. Then you have a brand new dark red flying owl. You have a barn owl, the same one that was in the Malfoy set, or Polybag, I mean. You have a new baby owl, reusing that mold from Hawkeye from the last Lego Marvel minifigure series, and then you just have a standard brown owl up there. And then I like all of the detail at the top too. As for the interior, minifigures. Cho is great. I love this casual outfit for her. Same for Harry. They're both new, so that's really nice to see. And then Filch is also new. I wish he came with Mrs. Norris though, because it is kind of weird that there are so many animals in all of these sets, but you don't get Mrs. Norris. I'm actually just gonna put Filch off to the side. There's a lot of nice detail at the base, including a printed box of treats from Elop's Owl Emporium, and just a lot of like just little fun things that add to the scenery on this turntable. Then that's the sixth owl, which sorry is cut off from the screen. It's just an unprinted tan one used for decoration. And then you've got like the little mailboxes and letters on these floors. And then at the very, very top, you have a roost for one of the owls with some lanterns, and then another one of the collectible wizard portraits. And I'm glad I got 2 different ones, but I still need 12 more. The largest set in this wave by piece count is Hagrid's hut. It has almost 900 parts, which you wouldn't really be able to tell from looking at it. But as you guys will find out in my comparison, I really love this set. I definitely think it's the best Hagrid's hut we've gotten. Well, maybe not definitely, because I think I had some gripes about the interior. I filmed that comparison like a month ago, but it should probably be uploaded like the day after this collection video. So yeah, sorry for the delay, guys, but I wanted to upload all the Harry Potter videos at the same time. But this thing is just gorgeous. I love the little doghouse that we get for Fang, and Fang is a brand new mold, which is very exciting. I hope we see this same mold in different colors in like a Lego City set. And sorry, the camera's not really focusing on him, but yeah, this is a great little doghouse build. It actually uses like quite a few parts, but it matches Hagrid's hut perfectly. New Hagrid minifigure as well. I always love to see minifigure variants. And I guess kind of like the Owlery, I would have liked a sticker on this door that gave us some like wood grain detail, but the rest of the build is just so detailed. And again, with just bricks. I'd also maybe like one step down to the base, but those are pretty minor gripes. I like the little representation of the pumpkin patch. I love the mushrooms. I like this little tree stump as well. You can actually position that like against a window for Malfoy to look into the house. And as you can see, it's not open at the back. This is a fully enclosed building, and the way you get access inside is by removing the roof, which is such an intricate build. I had a really good time building it. Like, just look how complicated it is. It looks great, and it was a lot of fun to put together. And then inside, this is just a one-room hut that I've thrown all of the other minifigures into, but you just kind of open it up by pulling these walls, and then all of the minifigures come tumbling out. New versions of Harry, Ron, and Hermione, again in casual wear. But that's really cool because I feel like we see the same casual outfits for them a lot of the time. And then you just have Malfoy in his Hogwarts uniform. So I'm going to get them out of there. I do like all of the details you see in the hut's interior, although I think it's a little bit small compared to the last one, which again, you'll see in that comparison video, which will be out very shortly. I really like this little cabinet build, even though it just uses a sticker. Hagrid's umbrella is sitting there. I really like this chair for him because it's been very smartly designed to hold a regular minifigure, but then it can also hold Big Hagrid by just kind of lying him down in there. So I love that he's able to use the furniture in his house because he's never been able to do that before. Over on the side here, we have the kitchen, which has Norbert, who has just hatched from his egg, or is it her egg? I forget. But that's a new piece. That's a whole new mold for Norbert. So that looks fantastic. You have a little mug on the side, just one chair at the table. I would have liked a second one. But you do have another sticker there. And then in the back, you have another minifigure portrait, but it is a repeat of one that I already got, the one with like the knight. So you can't really see it, but it's not really worth looking at. Over on this side, there is another minifigure portrait, which is that also a repeat of one I got? No, I don't think so. That one's different. But you also have oven mitts for Hagrid, which I love because you can just kind of put them on his hands. Another cup, I like that. You get like 3 cups in different colors in this set. That is the fireplace where Norbert just hatched from the egg. I wish that that was a physical build. Like, Hagrid's hut sets often have light bricks for the fireplaces. I understand if a light brick couldn't be fit into this set, but I at least wish that the flames were like physical pieces, because I do feel like there was enough room to figure something out, even if it's just using like the candle flame pieces, because it is kind of lame to have a detail like that be a sticker. And the same goes for this. Like, it's cool to see his keys like in a little like box or whatever, or just hanging on the wall. But I really feel like a physical key could have just been put on a clip in that space. There is a little armchair by the fire as well, and an axe. And as you can see, the hut is really built up nicely. Like, it's got a solid base to it. It's got very like solid walls. You know, there's a lot of nice detail on there. And of course, you saw all of the build that went into the roof. So I do think that this is a fantastic set and just a very, very detailed build. And lastly, we have the talking sorting hat. This is a very interesting build. It came with a new sound brick with 31 different sounds, so that's very cool. I do like this set. It's $100. I think it's kind of overpriced for $100, but I mean, by the way, Hagrid's Hut not overpriced. That is a great set with so much detail. But yeah, the sorting hat, it's just interesting. I like it, but I also don't at the same time. It's not like there's anything wrong with it. It's just kind of a confusing thing to make. But let's get started with the base because I really like what's going on down here. You can remove the sorting hat pretty easily. It just attaches to a couple of studs. And I love the Harry minifigure. He comes with this exclusive face print where he's closing his eyes and wishing he's not placed in Slytherin. And it's always great to see this mold for the sorting hat pop up. And then I really like this base with printed Hogwarts pieces. That was a very nice surprise. So you have all of the house crests. You've got Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, and Slytherin. I really love that those are printed, and I like that there's just a place to put a minifigure, because you can bring in like your own minifigure if you want and put the sorting hat on them and put them in front of your house. So it's a nice display stand. As for the hat itself, these are also prints, like the stitching detail, so that was a nice surprise. These are like the only two stickers in the set. I think there are just those two stickers, so that was also a nice surprise. And yeah, the face of the hat is represented pretty well. Like, I think like you can definitely see where the eyes are, you can see where the nose is, and you can of course see where the mouth is. Sorry, I just had to move the stand with Harry because it was kind of bothering me. But yeah, you know, you can see all the facial features, and yeah, slight spoiler, they do move, but that's part of the function that we'll take a look at. I love these brown rock pieces used to build up the sides of the hat, and I really like some of the pieces used at the back, like the big Hogwarts turret slash Millennium Falcon cockpit in reddish brown. I think that that's a recolor. It has to be. And then even like this Ninjago horn piece used as the tip of the hat, it does have a lot of nice texture. So it does feel pretty cloth-like, even though it's built out of like rigid plastic bricks. And then there's these tails coming out of the back. I don't really know what those are supposed to be, to be perfectly honest. Is it supposed to be like a string or something? But there's this little hatchback here, and that exposes the inner workings of the model. This is the sound brick. You can see it's like this lavender and purple color, and there is a little play button there. And the way the hat works is that if you push down on the top, like this part, the more you push on it, it like lifts the sound brick up, and then it'll like depress right into the button and press it for you, so it starts talking to you. And this just gives really easy access to replace the batteries because it is extremely difficult to get into this thing once it's built. The whole mechanism was like really nice to put together. It was very sophisticated, so I had a lot of fun like figuring out how this thing would work, because I do think it's kind of an engineering marvel. So if you just put it here, actually I'm going to get it back on the stand so that it's elevated a little bit. Oh, and there's the bottom of the hat in case you were interested. But yeah, so we'll elevate it a slight bit, and then if you just push down on the top of the hat, you'll see the facial features start to move. And I do have to turn my camera towards it to get it to talk, so let's test that out now. And by camera, I meant my microphone.
Ah, yes, Slytherin. Ah, yes, Gryffindor. Ah, yes, Hufflepuff. Yes, you belong in Hufflepuff. There's nothing hidden in your head the sorting hat can't see. So try me on and I will tell you where you ought to be. Ravenclaw! Better be Gryffindor! Better be Ravenclaw!
So, I mean, you get the idea. It says a lot of different phrases taken directly from the movies, I think, for the most part. Or, I mean, like using whatever recordings were done for the movies or the theme parks or whatever. 31 different sounds in a sound brick is really impressive. It says like the sounds are randomized, and you could kind of tell that because it went like Slytherin, Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, but it went Slytherin, Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, saying like the same phrase every time. And so it's not randomized enough for me. Like it really felt like it was saying things in order, especially when I got it out of the box. It went through like all of the houses in order, like Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, Slytherin. So I wish it was a little bit more randomized, but I still think that the new sound brick and the whole mechanism to make it like to make the facial features move and then have the sound brick going, I think that that is all like an engineering marvel, and I'm very impressed by it. So I definitely recommend getting this set like on sale because it is just really, really cool to see in person and have that building experience. And if you're a Harry Potter fan, it is a nice thing to have on your shelf. So with all of the sets reunited, my favorites are definitely, I think, the Owlery, Hagrid's Hut, not in this order, because I think Hagrid's Hut is first. So actually, I'll say Hagrid's Hut, Sorting Hat, and Owlery. The Hogwarts sets, they are really nice. I do love the new system, but I do think that they could be like a tiny bit more detailed. They could have like a little bit something more. So even though I like them more because they hint at what's coming in the future, like that epic looking Great Hall this summer. But as individual sets, I think that Hagrid's Hut and the Sorting Hat are the best. It was just really nice to get so many sets in a March wave for Harry Potter, even like the BrickHeadz. That's usually something we see in the summer, not in the springtime. This would be like a weak summer wave, but I think it's a very strong March wave. The only problem with it is that once you add up the cost of all of these sets, it does get expensive. And now there's way more sets coming this summer. I actually crunched the numbers on the summer sets. I think the summer Harry Potter sets cost like $640. And then this wave cost like somewhere around $350, just doing some quick rough math. And so that's already nearly $1,000, or it is $1,000 for the year. And that's not even, counting the fact that we're getting an advent calendar in September and probably another direct to consumer set, because we get a direct to consumer Harry Potter set every year at this point. So I do think that we're going to see one this September, just going off of past years. So it's going to be like, I mean, direct to consumer sets are never less than $200, right? So it's going to, or I mean, sometimes they are if they're like ideas or something. But the point is, Harry Potter direct to consumer sets are usually $200 plus. So this is going to be like a $1,300 year for Harry Potter fans. And I am aware that not everyone is like me. Not everyone is buying all of the sets, because usually it's just like a kid is getting one or two of them every couple of months, if even, it might just be one a year. And so from that perspective, I love the variety. Like, to be a kid right now with these Harry Potter sets must be fantastic. So honestly, I don't really know what point I'm trying to make. My point is just that it's a lot of Harry Potter, which is going to get expensive, but it's nice to have the variety for kids. And I also honestly think it's nice for us adult fans, because more of a good thing is not a bad thing. Like, the only set that I would cut from here, if honestly, yeah, like I guess if I could, like, if I had the power to make like those decisions, I would not have made the Privet Drive set, and I would not have made a $50 BrickHeadz set. I would have just made like a $20 BrickHeadz set. But all of the sets that we get here are pretty well done. Some of them are very well done, like Hagrid's Hut. And so I'm happy with this wave, and I can't wait to get the summer sets because they just look absolutely nuts. So I'll definitely be doing videos on the summer sets. Let me know what you guys think of these in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well, and check out my website goldenninja3000.com, and I'll see you guys with more videos soon. Bye for now.